Welcome. Today we're tackling something that's a huge part of life but can feel like a total mystery. We're talking about puberty and all those massive biological shifts that come with it. Let's dive right in. So, it all really boils down to this one big question. What's actually happening here? What are these powerful, invisible forces that can completely change your mood, your energy, and even how you see the world when you're a teenager? To really get a grip on the science, I think it helps to see it through someone's eyes. So, we're going to follow the story of a girl named Leah. She's going to be our guide on this wild ride of transformation. So, picture this. Leah is right on the cusp of puberty, and suddenly her whole world just starts to feel, well, unpredictable. She's stepping into this brand new phase of life, and the only constant seems to be change. And then the contrast is just wow. One day, Leah's on top of the world, right? She's happy, full of energy, wants to hang out with all her friends. Then, boom, other days, she's dealing with PMS and all she wants is to be left alone. It's a total emotional seesaw. So, what's going on here? What's driving this crazy roller coaster? Is it just completely random? Or could there be some kind of hidden pattern, a rhythm, behind all these huge shifts she's feeling? Okay, to figure that out, we've got to pull back the curtain and look at the science. The key to unlocking Leah's world, and honestly, the world of so many people, it all comes down to these powerful little chemical messengers we call hormones. And in this particular story, the main character, the star of the show, is a hormone called estrogen. Think of it like the conductor of a huge orchestra, waving its baton and directing all these incredible biological changes that happen during puberty. It's the big one, for sure. Now, here's the most important part. When puberty starts, estrogen levels don't just go up and stay there. Nope. They start to fluctuate. They go up and then they go down in this kind of cycle. And that fluctuation, that is the key to absolutely everything Leah is going through. And these ups and downs, they have real physical effects that are about way more than just mood. We're talking about things like your core body temperature changing, your appetite suddenly shifting for no reason, and yeah, just like we saw with Leah, massive changes in whether you feel like being social or not. And check this out. The connection is so direct, it's almost unbelievable. When Leah's estrogen levels are up, her social energy is through the roof. Those are the days she's texting her friends, making plans. But when her estrogen dips, so does her desire to be around people. See? It's not random at all. It's a biological rhythm. So this all brings us to a much bigger idea. We've been following Leah's story to get the science, but it's so important to remember that while the science is universal, every single person's experience of this rhythm is totally unique. There's actually a quote from the source material that just hits the nail on the head. It says, "Every young woman's cycle is a unique experience of intense biological shifts." So yeah, it's a shared process, but how it feels, the intensity of it all, that's a completely personal journey. Leah's story is really just one of millions, but it helps us see the mechanics behind it all. And when you recognize that shared biology, it can create so much empathy for what can be a really confusing and tough time. And that kind of leaves us with this one last thing to think about. Once you understand this rhythm, once you can actually see the pattern behind what feels like total chaos, how does that change everything, right? How does it change the way we support each other, or even how we understand ourselves? Because having that knowledge, well, that can be a total